Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to kind of a new week of Force Will News. So this one's a little bit different. I did a sort of text interview with Jeff Finnigan regarding the changes to the willpower system. And so I'm basically going to go over that. And before I get into that, also, I want to go over one quick bit of news as well. And before I get started, as always, if you guys are looking for Force of Will singles or sealed product, including pre-orders for the new set, Strangers of New Valhalla, be sure to click the link in the description below for a happy little hug factory. And make sure you click that link so they know we sent you over. So before I get into the interview, just a quick tidbit of news. Hopefully we'll find out some clarification about this. But it looks like Chronicles, the side game Force of Will had made, is breaking off into its own thing away from the Force of Will company. So that's pretty interesting. It explains the really big delay in between sets now. The next set doesn't come out until later, like quite a few months after the last one and all that. So that lines up with what was kind of being seen. So I'm kind of curious why that is. And hopefully we'll see what goes on with that. So going into the interview, so if you guys didn't know, Force of Will posted a little thing saying that come January, the willpower reward system, the system on your phone that you used to scan all your QR codes for rewards, is going to be ending, and they're going to replace it with something else that'll be more comprehensive. Instead of just you scanning individual packs, it'll be more related to what stuff you buy, you attending tournaments and different things like that will all be aggregated points and stuff like that. So yeah, so I decided to talk to Jeff just to get clarification on things, maybe ask a couple questions. So first up, I asked what the timeline for the new app was like. Is there a set date, or is that sort of up in the air while they figure things out? And he said the goal would be to have the new system by the next season, which would be when rotation happens. He said there's no date for the new system due to them currently experimenting with different possibilities of things they could do with the new system. So I asked, are we basically going to have nothing in between the sets? So V2, V3, and V4 will have no codes or any rewards. And he said V2 won't have QR codes. Past that is undecided, but due to them not knowing what they're going to do in the future, they won't be including anything until they decide how best to measure all the stats that they want. I asked if he could say what an example was of what they're looking for as alternatives to the QR code system and stuff like that. He said no, but they're looking at the European system as a possibility. But there's a lot of extra work that would have to be done to make that work inside of the USA and stuff like that. I'm not too familiar with the European system, so if someone's familiar with that, just comment below and I'll pin your comment explaining it further. I think it has something to do with their tournament structure and stuff like that, but yeah. So I asked why was the decision to switch, or now to switch, and why wait until January rather than the last rotation or the upcoming rotation. And he said the old version wasn't measuring anything useful statistic-wise, and was basically just a quick get to 600 for most players. But there are so many variables that he would like to look at that it just straight up couldn't check. In addition, he said the system was clearly not the most useful, as multiple tabs were never being used, and it isn't a global tool, as is it's only North America and Japan really are the ones that use it. He said waiting until January wouldn't have waiting until January wouldn't have any beneficial effects, as we wouldn't be measuring V2. So, and he also said there's no reason to continue a defunct program, and the maintenance costs associated for something that he considers not beneficial. He insisted that they still do something for the players, even though it's already free prizing. But it just felt like something that they should do to take care of them. And he said, as of why not before the previous rotation, those were completed, he said, earlier this year as far as printing and all that, and the design and putting those QR codes in there. And he hadn't requested a more robust data collection system at that time. So he said the simple question was, what is the purpose of willpower rewards, and was it serving that purpose? He said it's not a very good incentive to buy stuff. It's just more of a fun side game for what you're already doing. He said it's not a great data collection tool because players only scan up to a certain point and then save the codes for future things. And people like people in the EU don't even use it, so it doesn't even help on that end. And he said, plus manually scanning 600 to 2,000 codes one at a time is a bit annoying, to say the least, which I agreed with. I asked if there's going to be an overhaul of the reward system, or if it's going to be stay the current, 10 different rulers that you'll get in some fashion. And he said nothing to say for that as of right now. I asked, since the app no longer appears on the Apple App Store, I asked what people who can't access the app anymore should do, since his suggestion was to scan everything before December 31st, because there'll still be sort of like a mini reward system if you scan before then. And he said basically just not too much on that front. You can use your friends or something like that, but unfortunately that was an unfortunate side effect that came from it. And I asked, when you want people to scan in these before the app goes away, is it for like a mini reward, or is it for them to just stack up the QR codes to transfer to the new system? And he did confirm that the scanning is for an actual reward. He said it is possible that they might transfer lifetime points just to make sure as a safety measure, but regardless, they will do a final willpower reward. He said he's not sure what the exact details will be for regarding that, but just to be on the lookout for that. And so lastly, I asked if there was anything he wanted to close out on, and he sent me this picture. Let me pull it up here. And this is of ISIS from the willpower rewards that are going to be sent out hopefully within the next month or two. And so if you guys don't know, instead of Ubers this year, we're going to be doing alternate arts of the rulers. And so we got ISIS here, which looks really cool. I like this a lot better than the normal art, honestly. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. I thought that was pretty cool. So hopefully all that information in that image helps stave you guys, I don't know what the word I'm using, but helps you guys until we find out more information in the future, and this helps hold us over until willpower rewards come out or we get more stuff. And yeah, keep an eye out. This Sunday night will be the first round of spoiler videos for us for the next set, so I'm really excited about that. And thanks you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.